Festive atmosphere here in Monterey. A mariachi band playing as the challenger enters the ring. Antonio DeMarco, 24 years old, fighting in his homeland and ready for the biggest test of his life. His handlers have moved him along quickly, and he's passed every test with flying colors. But tonight, he will have to fight his urges, as Al mentioned, and use his superior boxing skills, balance, footwork, and most of all, patience against the brawling world champion.
And you know, all this emotion for a young man who is in fact very emotional could push him to be more aggressive in the early rounds. But if you look at his demeanor as he walks in the ring, he looks like he's getting ready for a stroll in the park. He looks very relaxed.
And tonight, DeMarco will be fighting in front of his father, who will see him fight live for the first time. His wife and daughter are both here. Oh, how beautiful. Tanya and Camila, his beautiful daughter in pink, watching from the side. Antonio DeMarco from Los Mochis, Mexico. 550 miles from here. He moved to Tijuana when he was 14 years old to follow his dream of being a professional boxer, and his dream can come true with a win tonight. But it won't come easy. El Inca, the champion, Edwin Valero, has blazed a trail through the super featherweight and lightweight divisions, knocking out all comers in dramatic fashion, and he's done it with very little exposure from the American public for various reasons.
Yeah, and even other parts of the world. He had a bicycle accident in 2001 that created an abnormality in medical tests on his brain. So he was placed on a medical suspension list in New York in 2004, and he's not been licensed in the U.S. except recently in the state of Texas. He points out he's been licensed in 6 other countries, and he feels he can get licensed in the U.S. And add to that a DUI he had in Las Vegas that prevented a visa to the U.S. That's why we haven't seen much of this man, but he is an exciting fighter.
26 fights. 26 knockouts, 19 in the first round, 18 in a row to start his career in the first round.
He is this, as you look at all these great fighters with this great knockout percentage, 3 heavyweights, a middleweight, and a super welterweight on that list. And then there's that lightweight, Edwin Valero, with that 26-0 record. And you know, those first 18 that he had in the first round, the fact of the matter is they did come against fighters with at least a better than 500 record, and half of them came on the road. So they shouldn't be totally discounted. A little man with a big punch.
And this little man is now being compared to the great Manny Pacquiao. And tonight, for the first time in front of an international audience, he finally gets an opportunity to put his skills on display against the toughest opponent to date.
He has certainly not faced anyone as good as Antonio DeMarco. Antonio Margarito, he'd be a little bigger for him. The fact is that DeMarco is the best fighter he has faced. And that's really an oxymoron, because DeMarco's the challenger, and yet DeMarco has fought twice as many rounds as a professional as Valero has.
And Edwin Valero's family here as well. Carolina, his beautiful wife, Edwin and Rosalind, his son and daughter.
They are among the very few in this crowd rooting for Edwin Valero, but they are certainly staunchly in his corner, and he's ready to go.
So we are ready for our main event from Arena Monterrey in Monterrey, Mexico. Valero, DeMarco.
And this tail of the tape, very important, because the height and reach advantage for Antonio DeMarco will be vital. He needs to box and use his height and reach, and he needs to get through the first 3 rounds of this fight, because that's when Edwin Valero is dangerous.
And this is for the WBC lightweight title. And we normally don't show you the rules twice, but because they're so unique, we'll refer to them once again.
And here are the rules you're used to. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the ref can stop the fight. Can't be saved by the bell in any round. Then, in terms of a stoppage of the fight, for the end of round 4, if it's a clash of heads that causes a stoppage technical draw, after the end of the round 4, they would go to the scorecards. Now, the WBC rules that govern tonight's fights, the uninjured fighter in a clash of heads is automatically penalized, and all incomplete rounds after 4 must be scored. Open scoring, we saw that in the first fight. We'll find out who's winning after rounds 4 and 8, and instant replay can be used in the case of fouls.
We are ready now for the WBC Lightweight Championship. Edwin Valero against Antonio DeMarco. For the formal introductions, let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, welcome to Monterrey, Mexico for the World Championship featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Gary Shaw Productions in association with Zanfer Promotions, Top Rank, MBM Entertainment, El Gobierno del Estado de Nuevo León, Vive Mexico, Corona, and Showtime. Esto es un campeonato mundial sancionada por el CMB, presidente José Sulaimán, supervisor Alberto Guerra. Introducing our judges at ringside, presentando a los jueces. Hall of Famer from California, Marty Denkin. Also from California, Steve Morrow. And from Texas, Oren Schellenberger. And our third man to the ring, our referee in charge, el referee es Lawrence Cole. Bien amigos, esta es la pelea estelar de la noche a 12 asaltos por el campeonato mundial del CMB peso ligero. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, en vivo desde Monterrey, México, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with red trim, he weighed in at 135 pounds. Presentando en la esquina azul, tiene un peso de 135 libras. His record 23 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Tiene un récord de 23 victorias, 1 derrota y 1 empate con 17 ganadas por knockout. Aquí está el campeón mundial interino del CMB peso ligero de Tijuana, Baja California, México. Here is the interim WBC lightweight champion of the world, introducing Antonio Tony DeMarco. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner on my right, wearing red trunks with blue and yellow trim. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 135 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pesando 135 libras. This two-time world champion has established a remarkable record of 26 wins, no losses, with all 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Su récord, 26 victorias sin derrota, con todo de ellos por knockout. De Mérida, Venezuela, aquí está el campeón mundial 2 veces, el invicto campeón mundial absoluto del CMB peso ligero. Here is the undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, Edwin Dinamita Valero. And once again, our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Lawrence Cole.
How much Spanish I know? Neta. Edwin. Antonio. All right. Play limpia y buena suerte.
Gracias. Mucha suerte, hijo.
And then thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the classic story of the Matador versus the Bull. The Matador. Young Tony DeMarco has to use his technique, jab, stay outside, pick his shots, tie him up, and frustrate the champion. The Bull, Edwin Valero, wants to make it fast and furious from the start, throw the youngster out of his comfort zone, get inside, and unleash a blitzkrieg that the 24-year-old has never seen. And we begin. Two southpaws.
Valero would love nothing better than at any